Hi guys. So I had this very interesting dream last night. It started out that me and this other girl were at an airport, and we had this roll around luggage with us, and we're waiting to get on the airport or on the airplane. And I'm sitting in a chair, in one of the chairs, and I look over on one of the countertops, and I see this clear plastic forensic bag, and inside was probably from the elbow down, was a dried skeleton hand with the arm connected to it. And it was rotten and withered and black and disgusting. And I looked at it and I was just like, ew, that is gross. And I remember what I was thinking was, all this went through my head. I was thinking a rich lady owned this hand, or it was her hand. She was very, very wealthy, and that she had okay, so many thoughts went into my head, but I remember when I picked up the bag, because I walked over and I picked it up with the gross arm in there, that her arm had still rotted away, even though she ate citron, like lemons. She ate lemons and other citrus. But I remember I saw a lemon in her dead hand, in her withered up hand. And I remember thinking, wow, it's probably some old superstitious lady that's very rich that thinks if she eats a bunch of lemons or citrus that she will live for a very, very long time. And then a stewardess came up, and my friend was standing next to me, and a stewardess came up and said, would you, there were some other parts to this too, it was a little fuzzy, but a stewardess asked us if we would return this to a lady that this belongs to. And I was grumbling and moaning about it. I was like, well, what if we don't have enough food on the way? What if this? What if that? I'm ready to go. We're going to miss our flight. And she's like, no, we have to take it. And I was like, okay. And it ended up being this journey, you guys. Like, when you see in a movie, you're like traveling with your luggage, and then you're going across like a great field, and and then that scene kind of fades away, and then it shows them like they're off on somewhere going down a highway. Yeah, it was really far away. And we finally get to this area and where she lives, and I'm standing there because we're like in this huge sandy dried up riverbed. And the river, it had like a path through it where the sand had been heaped like a ditch, and you could walk over it. And so we're walking down this path through this long, wide river, and there's these rocks, these boulders on either side of us, like peppered in different places. And I'm looking around and I'm like, I told you this lady, she was eccentric and lived out in the middle of nowhere. And I said, she's one of those superstitious ladies that thinks this is what I was saying. I said, she's one of these superstitious ladies that knows that a tsunami is coming and a hurricane. And then I looked up on this cliff, this rock cliff that was across the dry river. And I looked all the way up, and I remember that her house was way up on these huge boulders. I mean, as far as I could see, like it was so tall up there, you could see birds, buzzards flying around. It was crazy where she put her house because she was superstitious about all this stuff. And then, so she came down to meet us like halfway through this sandbar in the middle of this dry river. And my friend was at this little boulder rock, and we had to give her hand back. Well, I don't know if it was hers or a dead loved one's. I don't know, but obviously the lemons didn't work. But so we're giving her a dead hand back, and I'm looking around as my friend is over there on a rock, and they're signing a piece of paper together. And she's hunched over a rock signing a piece of paper with this other really short, old-looking lady with these glasses. And I'm looking around, and I see beyond this dried river, this dry sandy river, there looks like through these pine trees. It looks like some kind of pine trees or something, I guess. There's some people, and they're camping. But I don't know if they're camping or they live there, if they're just out in the wilderness. I don't know. But one of them comes in, I could see the trees moving, and I'm like, hey, do you guys hear that? And they're like, yeah, they were signing the paper. And I said, do you guys ever get any Bigfoots out here? I started getting like panicky. I'm looking around like, do you guys ever see any or I was asking the lady, I said, have you ever seen any Bigfoots out here? I said, you should have, since you're so high up in the air. You could probably see every Bigfoot around. And, and she didn't answer me. And then I start seeing more movement, and this lady comes out, and she has next to her the biggest blackest wolf I have ever seen. It was, the back of it probably came up higher than, probably almost to her shoulder. That's how tall it was. And it was huge and black, and she had it on a leash. And it was looking around. It was really weird. And so anyway, I think that this dream is talking about Israel. It's talking about, I don't know, we were in this dry wilderness. I think the lady represents Israel. She's a Jap. She's a rich Jews, the elite, the Illuminati maybe. And the lemons and stuff is their festival. What is it, Sukkot? We're in it right now. I don't know. I don't follow these things, you guys. And that paper that they're signing is the peace deal. And, or, they're trying to get it together or something like that. And the fact that her hand was cut from like the elbow down and withered away is not good. That means war and it's just not good. And then the lemons, she tried to eat the lemons, but they couldn't keep her young and beautiful. It didn't work. It still withered her arm and made it fall off or whatever. But anyway, I wanted to share the stream with you guys, and if you don't know Jesus, call out to him, because the tribulation is about to begin and Jesus is coming soon. And forgive me, you guys, because I just woke up. I haven't even had coffee yet, but I wanted to get the stream out and share it with you guys. And I love you, and have a good day.